seconds before the face-off to get the rules of the fight squared away, and then away they went.
They're majors for sure.
Oh, they get 5 minutes apiece. There's no sucker punch in this one. They're both ready to go. And 10 minutes. 10 minutes because the fight was as good as it was, I suppose.
All right. Here we go. Little miss.
About before. Now they're going to go. So, Eddie, you were right. If they let them go before and got it over with, we wouldn't have had the stoppage followed by a second stop. And that's all this is.
I think Nick rung his bell. He looked like he got a right hand in on the side of the face, on the chin of Berube. It's always hard to tell, but it looked like the only effective punch. And of course, Berube will shake his head saying, no, that was nothing. He didn't really tag me, but I don't like it, but maybe if the guys in the truck would show it to us again, maybe we can see in slow motion a right hand, which is always the thing that, or a left hand, what one of these guys wants to do is to land one. Jim Schoenfeld, he fought when he was a hockey player. All right, watch the right hand of Mick Vukota. Now they get it. Look at the kick there. Wow. Oh, he caught him on the helmet. No, he caught him up high. Wow, look at the kick action. Don't like that.
For Sakic, he'll tip it in. Young is after it, but Ludwig knocked it away, and now we have Simon in a fight with Todd Harvey. And Harvey, a little guy, oh, he's overmatched here. Simon is a bit too strong for Todd Harvey.
Well, Todd Harvey just came in as a team player. We talked about it last game. But Harvey should get tossed in this because he came after Simon. There is no question about it, and there's an instigator penalty. Give full marks to Harvey because that is a real gutsy act. When you go with Simon, you're going with one of the best. Simon had taken a penalty on Hatcher. How that all started, John, was up ice. You see that's Sakic that fell down. Hatcher had knocked Sakic down, and Simon knows, don't do that. Took down Hatcher, and here comes little Harvey. And Harvey, at 6 foot, 195 pounds, really is no match. But again, you saw him come after Simon. And, you know, it's one of those things. If you reverse it, if Simon had come after Harvey, you know he would have been tossed. Just because he's a littler guy, he should get the penalty.
First period, and welcome back. I'm Drew Goodman, joined by the gentleman you just saw on the ice, Chris Simon, Chief, and I'll ask you, what precipitated the get-together?
Well, I think Hatcher took a run at Joey, and I gave him a little shot. He took a dive to draw a penalty, and I think it worked. And then Harvey, who I've played against through junior, he comes to play every night. He just came over there and sort of stood up for one of their bigger players.
Not a wise idea for Mr. Harvey, though, huh?
Well, I think he mostly he wanted to show up, and he's done that ever since he's been in the NHL and in junior. He's not scared of anybody. And I got the first one in, I think, so it gave me a bit of a start, and I think he tried to get a hold of me, but the refs came in pretty quick.
Hey, Chris, it's real important to you. We were just talking a moment ago, and some other folks have talked to you about this. You don't want to be known as just a guy that goes out there and has to be the enforcer on the ice. And, in fact, you have pretty good skills, a goal and a couple assists the other night against Chicago. It's important to you.
Yes, it is, definitely. I don't want to be recognized as a one kind of player. I wouldn't accept that. I wouldn't play this game to just be a fighter. I like to score goals just like anyone else, and when you're playing with guys like Joe Sakic and Scott Young, they're great hockey players, and people got to respect them because of their speed, and I get a little room and get a few good chances in a couple of the games, and I should have had one tonight, but Joe's an excellent hockey player, and he gives me a good opportunity to put the puck in the net.
In fact, Chris Simon has the best percentage on the team right now in terms of goals and shots attempted. Came in at 33%. I don't even know if you're aware of that. You cracked me up a moment ago. I asked you how you were keeping in shape while you were held down. You said fishing. But actually, you got yourself in pretty good condition quickly.
Well, I think I'm not really going to be ever out of shape really bad. I'm very active during the summertime. do a lot of outdoor activity, and I think when you're out there out in the nature and not sitting around watching TV or in bars and things like that, you should stay in pretty good shape. And I did a lot of hunting and fishing, and I was skating in a small town about an hour and a half away from Wawa called Chaplow. They were kind enough to let me come out there pretty much anytime I needed the ice. So skated with a bunch of guys from my hometown in there, and I was ready to come to camp, but we made a decision and we stuck by it, and came to terms there on 18th.
Hey, Chris, so you have any advice for the Denver Nuggets? They're off to a slow start, and you were at the ball game last night. How'd you help them out?
Well, I think they should have maybe took that Kemp out, give him a little bit of a hit or something before the game started. He played pretty well, along with, I'm not sure of his name, number 11, but
Shrimp.
Yeah, he's a good player, but I seen the Nuggets were coming on strong in the end, and they got a few bad bounces, and that's what happens in sports. Everyone's at the same level, and it's whoever who comes out better is the winner usually.
Hey, Chris, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the mini rest in the second period. All right, Chris Simon of the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs have a 1-0 lead.
We'll see if they go. They bump. And they talk, and they yap, and they yap, and they yap. There they go! Twist and Ray start firing punches right at center ice. Twist got his arm free and got one in there. Ray can't get his sweater off. And the length of the punches. Now Twist starts firing punches in there, and he gets Ray down on the ice. Ray could not use his ploy of getting his sweater off, and Twist took advantage of it. Well, Twist playing his second game of the season after missing 21 games with bicep surgery. And you're right, Rob Ray just couldn't get going on that fight, and I'm sure Twist knew darn well that he didn't want to tear the jersey of Rob Ray off. And Twist certainly took advantage of his reach. These two guys, they had it underway before the puck was ever dropped. They knew they were going to go, and they just yapped away at each other and then said, all right, let's get it on. And they did. Twist certainly landed the better punches, particularly near the end. Well, 5 minutes each for fighting. That I agree with. There was no instigator there. If there was, then they both would have been thrown out of the game. The Sabres with the only goal of the period coming at, they were not his word, but true to form. The Blues, the most penalized team in the league. Buffalo, fourth. And already we've seen all kinds of penalties. The reason the crowd is cheering the picture that...
And the two are going at it. Berube keeping a distance. The two fall to the ice. And not much, very much damage done there.
Now you can see where Paul Laws's arm got caught. It got stuck inside the jersey. The purpose of this fight most likely just set a standard. Both these guys, real tough players.
Ray and Peluso right in front of the New Jersey bench, and Ray gets the sweater off and has the upper hand as he pounds away, and the linesman get in there to break it up. Well, Mike Peluso just helped Rob Ray out. He took the sweater off him. The New Jersey Devils have the lead here in the first period. Left of the screen. And watch what happens when they decide to drop the gloves and go at it. Peluso immediately goes for Ray's jersey. And, of course, that's a strategy on Rob Ray's part. He wants the opposition to pull off his jersey so they have nothing to hold on to. But they're...
Did not play in the second of back-to-backs on the West Coast last week. But wait a minute, Troy Crowder. And is that Brian McCabe, I believe? Yeah. Inside the Los Angeles blue line.
I think... Is that Aki Burr? No, it's not. He's got an extra 5 on there. You're right. It's Crowder. I think, yes, he did. He got a punch in at the beginning. You can see the effects of that. And if a lot of people that ask, are the fights real? There's a great example of yes, they are. Crowder got a couple in, I believe, right at the beginning of the fight. He tagged McCabe. McCabe fought back, and then he took another one in the same
game. Have been granted a sports channel. Any reproduction or other use of this game without the consent.
Well, I roughed someone up pretty bad.
I see.
He's a senator, Father.
A senator?
Yeah.
It's very serious.
No.
Afraid I don't understand. would make you do such a thing?
Well, he kind of had it coming, Father. I gotta go, Father.
Dear Coach.
Come on, Dale, say it. I'm telling you, you got the wrong guy. Come on, I just want to hear you say it one time. He shoots, he scores. It's not me, man. Please. Told you, you've got the wrong guy. Come on, just one time. I just want to hear you say he shoots, he scores. It's not me. It's someone else. Come on, please. I'm always playing. I never get to hear it. All right. He shoots, he scores. Maybe you're not the guy.
Blackhawks, Mighty Ducks, Friday, 2:30 p.m.
Shot back into the Hawk zone. Weinrich just cross-checked by Simon. They both went at it. It's Russell and Simon in a toe-to-toe slugfest right along the boards. And Russell and Chris Simon both flailing away. They both landed at least half a dozen shots. Simon with both hands, Russell with both hands as well, and now they tumble to the ice.
Two reasons to fight. One, to protect your players. The other, to get some momentum and turn things around. And they both landed a lot of solid punches.
Penalties coming up after that toe-to-toe slugfest. It's Colorado 3, Chicago nothing, 7.5. Now Rusinski in there.
And Ray LaRue, here they go, Ray LaRue. Oh, Ray dropped him. Ray dropped him with a right. Now they get up again. Ray drops him down again. Trying to fire uppercuts in there. Rob Ray tossed a right that dropped Francois LaRue right off the back.
Francois LaRue has a long way to fall at 6'6", 225 pounds. Rob Ray went after him in the corner and got knocked down and then ended up with the puck for a great scoring chance. Now down goes Ray. Watch him get up and go to the front, and the puck comes to him right here. And there's no question what they're going to do. Watch the right hand by Ray. Oh, right on the button.
Well, I don't blame Francois LaRue for going down.
It has to do with Bukaboom hitting Kozlov. That's Grimson and Bukaboom, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
Grimson landed or appeared to throw a haymaker. Bukaboom now gets back at him. Grimson's first shift? Second shift, but it has to do with him doing his job for his team. Bukaboom has absolutely nailed Kozlov and absolutely nailed Fedorov.
When Bukaboom fell down, I think he may have hit his head on the ice and may have suffered an abrasion over the left eye. Yeah,
you see that. You handed a note here. The Rangers have had 3 odd man rushes. Messier's been in on 2 of them. The other one was Sundstrom and Presley, shorthanded. But there's no doubt that Grimson, he's doing his job.
Able to move it out of the zone.
Grimson and Koser.
Here we go. The gloves.
Grimson
pulling the jersey of Koser. Now Koser throws the gloves away and says, okay, here we go.
Well, Joey's catching helmet now. 3 in a row on the back of the helmet of Grimson. Grimson knows it's a right-handed puncher. And Joe Koser. Now Grimson tries to come back. Driver at center ice mixed up with somebody. Koser again still.
Koser's helmet went flying off.
Grimson looks like he's become physically stronger than what he's been earlier in his career. Like, it seems as though he's hit the weight room. I think the linesmen now, they'll separate these players. Nobody really landed one. Koser may have banged up his right hand though. Landing
going to the helmet.
Punches on the back of the helmet. There was 3 of those. 8 for Detroit, so Grimson stays back, and Koser there has some words with Grimson. Grimson got the gloves dropped first. Koser didn't appear at first as though he had a chance to, but then they separate here, and Koser will let go of the gloves, and the linesman jumped out of the way, and they started to go.
Far side, chatting with Grimson already. 422 minutes last year in Cape Breton of the International or the American League, and they're going to go at it here very shortly. Here we go. Bingo.
What took so long?
Get the bell. Oh, get out of there, linesman. Come on.
Oh, he can't break the
Get out of there. Get out of there. Grimson drills him with one already. Bonby has been written up in the papers here. Big article today. He's the young guy, the new guy, small but tough and not afraid of anybody. And he's going to go after Big Grimson.
he landed one there. He went right at Bob Probert in the first exhibition game and said, "You're going to make me or break me."
And Probert broke him, but he said, "I'll be back for more." He's trying to make his reputation and doing a pretty good job of it as he and the Grim Reaper have a go. And they love it here at the Coliseum. That was a tough call to make when he went for the line change.
I can't give you high marks for that prediction, Mick. I'm sorry. It was just
well, that's the way if you're going to fight. Now get out of there, linesman. That's no place for you. Leave those guys alone. Well, Grimmer got a dandy right up at the gate in there, but this kid is out of Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
And what do we got? We got McKenzie and Grimson right down below it. And Grimson lands a right hand right off the bat. And McKenzie starts to get the right hand loose. This is the second big go that Grimson's had in as many games. He had to go with Sandy McCarthy in Calgary on Friday night. Now the lineman trying to find a spot to get in there. Oh, a big uppercut just missed there by McKenzie. And as Grimson puts a straight right through, the linesmen get in there. The Winnipeg fans think their guy got the upper hand. Seemed to be a draw from our vantage point. I don't know if there was going to be a penalty initially, aside from the fight. Penalties coming here at 16-20.
Another altercation. Mark Jansen's Berube and big Greg Berube.
Oh boy, are they throwing him. Well, Berube was upset that he didn't get involved in that Donnybrook in behind the net, and you knew this wasn't going to take long. A couple of big boys from Western Canada throwing him.
Now a little bit of a tussle here. I don't think the average fan realizes how strenuous that is when you just hold on to someone as hard as you can in kind of an isometric position.
Isometrics. It could be a new aerobic thing if they got into it. And Jim, grab yourself a partner and just
hold and flex your muscle.
Swing around a little bit. Jansen's from Surrey, BC, and big Craig Berube from Calahoo, Alberta.
Penalties, 10 minutes and 30 feet. Center ice. They shadow box a bit. And we'll watch this one.
Berube's second of the night.
Oh. Now Berube. And a little strip tease helped by Chase.
Boy, the Western boys have been active tonight, haven't they? Chase, who played in Saskatoon out west. Berube, who played in Kamloops and in New Westminster. You had Tenorti, a former Lethbridge Bronco. There were a number of the boys from out west. That one, when it all started, Chase wanted to go. And then Berube wouldn't drop his gloves, and it looked like he was trying to suck Kelly Chase into something. And then they spun around, and it looked like, well, we might as well. And the mitts came off, and another strip tease by a Washington Capital when Kaminsky got in his.
Bonby, a 22-year-old, played in the American League last year. Grabs Twist's sweater, twists a couple of rights. Twist goes down, he gets up, hammers Bonby on the back of the head, and that's going to do it. Twist lost his balance and went down, and Bonby, when Twist recovered, said, "That's enough, I'm out of here." And both will go to the penalty box. Tony Twist and Dennis Bonby.
He got in a good right hand, though, at the start. Of course, Tony Twist likes to grab on with the left and just hold that. They're lined up on the right-hand boards, and they talked about it before the drop of the puck. And Bonby throws off everything. Elbow pads, gloves, and eventually Tony Twist will get a hold with his left hand, and then he just sets up that right. He brings it all the way back, and boy, he gave him a couple of good shots first, and then lost his balance, and they both went down, and he still was swinging as Bonby was on the ice underneath him. Oh,
147 fighting Majors to Bonvie and Stoyanov. 6'4", 240 in the white sweater. It's Tony Twist, not quite as big in the blue. He scores with a left, a couple of rights. Good rights for Stoyanov, who goes down, gets up. Twist hammers him down. Twist is too much for Stoyanov. They wrestle in the center circle. And the other players looking, and Twist hammers him with a couple of rights. And Twist takes the decision from Alex Stoyanov here at GM Place in Vancouver.
Well, I give Stoyanov some credit for deciding to stand out there with Tony Twist and stay with it. And Tony Twist just too big and too strong for Alex Stoyanov.
We've got action. Blues heading.
Is mouthing off with Chris Simon. Keep an eye on this one, fans at home.
You want to go? No, I don't know if I want to go. Think we should go? Well, we're winning 3-1. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. The conversations the tough guys have are unbelievable. They should do a book someday, and just the conversations, pre-fight conversations, are unbelievable.
Draw one by Sakic, back to Adam Foote. Foote shot towards the net, went off the side of Scott Young. Caught Scott Young high, but he's okay, and there they go. Domi and Chris Simon.
Domi should get an instigator here. Let's see what happens.
Oh, Simon stays on his feet. Simon says, tie your mind.
Don't count the little guy out. I've seen him fight a lot. Different size. Simon's 30, 40 pounds heavier, much taller.
Domi just landed a right.
Ty's as tough as they come. Tough as he comes.
Got him again.
See how he pretended he was going to quit there? Simon puts a guard down, bang, one right in the chops. Very frustrating player to play against. You fight him, he either does the rope thing where he's hitting his speed bag, he laughs at you. For a big guy to fight Ty Domi, it's a can't win situation. If you beat him, you're supposed to. If you lose, you're embarrassed. Very tough situation for a big guy, and he's extremely tough. Ty's as tough as they come in the world.
Now let's see it.
There's our little pre-ballet talking. We're winning 3-1. I'm going to leave you alone. Not ready. Probably calling them a few names. Shorty, stuff like that. Yeah, now here's the rope-a-dope. Oh, you were going to quit. I'm not a proponent of fighting, Mike, but this is exciting. A good fight once a game is good for the game.
5 each way. Ty Domi and Chris.
Keeps it in. Now Stapleton gets a pass from Eastwood, but in front it's McKenzie and Twist hammering away at Jim McKenzie. Now McKenzie trying to counter with a left, but Twist hammering away with a right hand, basically storming the helmet of veteran winger Jim McKenzie, and they now are separated. Tony Twist and Jim McKenzie in an early fight. There's been an early goal from Keith Tkachuk. And with 3:18 gone in the opening period, the Jets lead the Blues 1-0.
Ray are into it. Ray just pounds Green right into the ice. And one of the other Hawks trying to jump in there on Ray's back. And that causes more mayhem. Well, you knew that Rod Ray had to be feeling his oats in this game. He had not been into a scrap all night long. And Brent Grieve was more than happy to accommodate him, but...
Scrap started. That's the crowd. Rhodes made the save, and the scrap is started. It is Domi, of course. Simon. Boy, these are two heavyweights. Domi taking a lot of left hands on the back of the head, and now an uppercut. Simon is a tough cookie, but so is Domi. These two, you have to put them away before you can stop them. They're still going. Simon is throwing that left hand, and finally the linesmen get in. But, yeah, this is a heavyweight bout.
At least one of them's a heavyweight. The other guy fights like a heavyweight. And look at the difference in size, but no difference in the size of their hearts.
Domi always smiles after taking a few punches. So a goal fest at the Forum and a goal fest for the Maple Leafs.
Here's the way it flipped out to center ice by pt2. Hannon breaks it up and taps it back in.
Here we go.
We've got Ray ready to go with Domi. Ray and Domi are going to get it on over in front of the penalty box, and Ray hammering away at Domi, but Domi pops right back up onto his feet. He starts firing punches back again, and now Domi gets in. Now here comes Ray, and Domi trying to hold him off. Ray jams him into the boards, trying to catch up with him. Now he's got him behind. Now they start firing again. Ray and Domi are connecting with one another. They're hammering away. Now it's Domi with the upper hand momentarily. Ray trying to get an uppercut in. He lands a right and another right. Now Domi comes back again. They start to wrestle again. The officials just standing back and letting them go. Oh, and now Ray smacks Domi with another right. And the linesmen get in there to break it up.
Well, the heavyweights did not disappoint. He's just a punching bag. That's what Domi said. They're getting a chuckle out of that one. That was a beauty. Wow, there's nothing that saps your strength more than a scrap like that. And this was inevitable. It was going to happen right on the first shift of the game that they matched up against each other.
Well, these two have met before, and I remember in Winnipeg when Ty Domi was playing for the Jets, they got into a couple of real dandies in one game.
Well, Ty Domi, 5'10", 200.
Back to him again. Pekka took him out, but it comes to center ice. Domi! It's hit there by Huda. Huda coming up with the puck. Huda flipping it ahead. Domi took a run at him. It rolls back into the corner. You skirmish getting there. And now Huda and Domi are going at it behind the plate. Here comes May. May piles in there on top of Domi. Now everybody's in as McCown comes flying in as well. It started out Huda and Domi. Then May went screaming in there. Then McCown. And somewhere in that mass of humanity, there's a puck.
That covered up by Osgood, and Churla. Oh, Churla is just decked by Grimson.
He really drilled him. Here comes Heward. This is all over what happened way back in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Now Heward pointing his finger at Grimson as if to say, we'll get another chance. Now the question is, how do they call this? 2, 4, or perhaps more? I mean, he kept the glove on. He never took the glove off. Now, is Churla going to get something as well?
Well, Churla has probably delivered at least 10 major league cross-checks tonight, starting with 2 to Primo. And when I talked to Primo downstairs the first intermission, he had the ice bag on, and he said, I can't even feel my arm. From the 2 cross-checks he took from Churla that...
Look at Heward out there at center ice, pointing the stick on the ice, saying, I'll meet you here. Well, you know, he's doing what he's getting.
Did he just get him misconduct or something, or what? Gregson just put the hands on the hips.
I'm not sure who got it.
It would have been Heward, I think. No, Churla just stuck the stick right through the cameraman's hole in the penalty glass and tried to spear Grimson. I mean, right through it. And I'm sure Grimson was watching and got out of the way. Stuck it straight through.
And Grimson's gone, or Churla's gone.
It should. I mean, you're out there trying to play hockey, and you get a guy around. Look, there goes the stick right through, trying to spear Grimson. Oh, man.
A 10-minute misconduct and a game misconduct for Churla and Grimson.
That's the Dial Tix phone number to call, area code 314. And of course, you can purchase tickets at all the usual Blues